I have got a very nice and spicy replay here for you today. This is a game that I played on Tuesday when Sone invited me to Division. This is one of the later games that we played during the night, and one of the last ones as well. So I am Divisioned, obviously, with Sone there. Chill guy, if you don't know who that is, he's a very nice World of Warship streamer. Go check him out. His Twitch is literally just Stone MG. So uh, he's also a lot bigger and smarter and more popular than I am. So if anything, I need his promotion, not the other way around. But we're going to ignore that. First things first, looking at the matchmaking, threats to my ship. Shinano is going to be annoying because carriers, especially ones with smoke, that's a fucking thing in this game. Thanks for that, Wargaming. Novosibirsk radar, Salem radar, Minotaur radar, Marceau, and Tromp. So overall, pretty nasty team lineup they've got going on over there. Now, the Minotaur is not guaranteed to be a radar minnow, but at this point, there's this actual running joke that I don't know where it originates from, but it's kind of like it started popping up in chat one day, where people are going on like no one expects radar minotaurs, and then in doing that, they make literally everybody expect radar minotaurs to the point where I consider radar minotaur just a normal minotaur at this point. Like I said, I don't know where that meme originates from, but it's not accurate at all. So if you ever hear that in game or wherever, don't let it fool you. And another thing that you shouldn't let fool you is how strong Marceau armor piercing is, and you'll be seeing that a couple of times in this replay as well, and I'll bring those up when we get to them. So our initial game plan was I was going to loiter kind of in the area where C would normally be if it was a 3-cap domination. I like to loiter in this kind of area to get spotting along all of these lines here. But our Hoffman decided that he spawned in the middle, so naturally he's going to sail all the way like that instead of going to be where he could possibly smoke hydro gimmick somebody. Which, to be completely fair to him, there is a Salem right there, which kind of neuters his smoke a little bit, so, whatever. But, you know, he could have at very least fucking tried instead of doubling our only 2 destroyers, by the way. There's only 2 destroyers per side. And this fucking dipshit in the Hoffman decided that he's going to come over here where we already have another destroyer. So instead of doing what I initially planned, I'm basically just going to run it down the 9-10 line, because Sone in the Hanover told me at this point that he's pretty much just going to press W with the Napoli, and he asked me to go run ahead and spot shit for him. So I was like, okay, that works. Our Drake just died in the first 3 minutes. A super heal, what the fuck? A ship with a super heal getting first blooded is par for the course for this player base. Now, I know I went on and on about radar minotaurs being like the norm, but this is in fact a smoke minotaur, which was a pleasant surprise, because that means I don't have to deal with a stealth radar. I only have to deal with the Novosibirsk radar, which is still annoying, but at very least it's a short duration. And if memory serves, he is about to throw it up right. Yep, there you go. Now, being radared anyway, you see the Republic immediately switching shells for me, so I'm immediately trying to get behind this island to block that line of fire. And the Minotaur's also going to get a few shots on me, but I'm just going to angle away. All of those torps missed the Minotaur, which is to be expected, to be completely honest, because it is a Minotaur, it has hydro, and it has British handling, so, oh well. Now this Republic right here is a very tempting target, and what I'm looking to do right now is I want to use this island right here to block the line of fire from the Minotaur, and the Devastation and Novosibirsk are both hard kiting away. The Novosibirsk is limited to his rear turret, and the Devastation doesn't have a shot on me at all. Now, I was actually expecting that the Republic was going to beach here, which is why you saw me aim a little bit close, and that shot ended up going behind. But right here, you're getting a perfect example of me eating a shitload of damage for no reason from an HE Repub. But also, you can see how hard Marceau AP can hit when you have broadsides. Now, Marceau AP is a little bit finicky, because I think it has a longer than average. Shut the fuck up. A longer than average fuse timer, whereas most destroyers I think have a 0.001 second AP fuse timer, if memory serves. It might be a little bit different from that, but I think it's like somewhere in that ballpark at least. Now, the Marceau has, I think, 0.03 or 0.30 second fuse timer or something like that. It's actually one of the longest destroyer fuse timers in the game. So the AP is a little bit finicky in the sense that it can be a little bit awkward to use depending on what you're shooting at, but for the most part, if you have broadsides, you will get really good damage, and sometimes you might even be able to citadel certain ships at certain ranges. Like you can citadel at Des Moines at around 10.5 kilometers, or by extension of Salem as well. You can citadel Smolensks and Minotaurs at sub 8 kilometers. That sort of thing. But then again, that's also not a super high bar to clear. So, yeah. And Sohn is going to be able to deal with the Republic, which is nice. Not having to deal with a secondary HE Republic is not the worst thing in the world for me. And it's also at very least a 1-for-1 trade. So there's that.
Torpedoes, direct front.
And those are going to go by. And fun fact, that fucking torpedo that was spotted from the moment it was dropped, managed to fucking nail that Seattle. So that's the caliber of player that we're dealing with right now. So, you know. Now we are going to spot this Salem in a few seconds here. And he's going to be on 4K. And I immediately shift my focus to that Salem because I want to try and get this guy killed before he can get his zombie heal off. Because that Salem has the potential to fuck some people up, being a Des Moines hull with Des Moines guns. And naturally, right when he gets down to 36 fucking health, the Salem gets his goddamn zombie heal off. So, you know, that's always fun. And I'm just going to fucking shatter everything because I can't aim in this game because I'm bad. Salem immediately DCP'd as well. Now right here, even after I had shot, my detection bloomed and then went straight back down. And that's telling me that there's nothing else in my line of sight or within my gun range that has line of sight on me when I shot there, which tells me that both of their destroyers are somewhere else, which to be fair, we already knew because they were already previously spotted, but you know, having that extra little bit of confirmation never hurt anybody. And in the event that, let's say, maybe this Trump wasn't spotted, we very well could have relatively guesstimated at very least where he could be based on the fact that he wasn't able to spot me, which, to be fair, doesn't narrow it down massively. And I do turn on my A on here to shoot at those fighter planes that spotted me, but it is going to end up getting me spotted by the spotter briefly, so that sucks. But yeah, like even though it's not gonna immediately tell you where that Trump is. Like for all we know, he could be like up here. He could still be going down the fucking A line. He could be heading back this way or that, something like that. But it's just something to keep in mind when you're shooting at stuff and you're not detected. You're like, oh, that's interesting. Based on this information, I can guess. I at very least know where the enemy destroyer is not. So every little bit helps when it comes to information. Now, right here, I am going to step into B cap to try and grab this and possibly help my team deal with this battleship here. You do get detected by the planes briefly. I'm going to try and shoot a few of them down because I'm literally just being a greedy idiot. But secondaries open up on me, which is a little bit annoying. So it is what it is. I also hear the fucking wind starting to pick up out there. Hopefully I don't fucking die here. And get a couple of cheeky shots off on the battleship. It is what it is. Now, the Novosibirsk does burn his radar a little bit early, presumably to try and spot the Hoffman was his goal, and I just happened to be barely within the range. But it is good to know in the fact that his radar is now going to be on cooldown. So, right here, this devastation, up to this point, has played extremely fucking passively. So this Hoffman does have the right idea, to his credit, to fire his torpedoes expecting for the devastation to turn out based on how he's played up to this point. And you're going to see I'm going to launch my torpedoes accounting for the same thing. That devastation is going to be a passive piece of shit and he's going to turn out. Instead, I'm just going to miss everything. And he is going to end up hitting a fucking Hoffman torp here, which is mildly amusing because those things are super fucking slow. I am gonna fucking beach on nothing. Thanks Wargaming for the underwater world and adding submarines to the game. It's the greatest thing of all time. And then the fucking Novosibirsk gets torpedoed by the Napoli, so that's fun. Now, once again, I'm not detected right here. And you're about to see why. Well, I'm going to get detected by planes. Or no, I'm not. The planes are going to go down south. We see a big-ass smokescreen over there from where the Shinano, yes, the fucking carrier, smoked up a goddamn Trump. So, yeah, that's a thing. And we saw the shells there that the Trump is towards the end of the smokescreen, and he's semi-bow in, and he's half health from something, presumably from engaging the Clausewitz before the Shinano came and fucking smoked him up. Devastation does end up going down. And right here, I'm kind of half paying attention to actually shooting at the Trump. And I'm also looking at the fucking airplanes that are coming in. So I'm like half looking at the aiming thing, half looking at the planes so I don't get fucking dunked on. But spoiler alert, I do get fucking dunked on for existing because carriers. I guess I deserve to eat, what was that, 48 or 4,300 damage for existing and a fire, and I think a broken engine as well. So, shouldn't have existed that hard, so that's my bad. I'm just going to let our Shinano deal with the Trump. Now I'm just going to run towards A. I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit here. Just for the sake of a little bit of time. I'm just speeding towards A right now. And right here, I spot the fucking shitbag. And here's another, I don't think I mentioned, I might have mentioned it during the Republic, but yeah, I think I did. I mean, I'm gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let the damage speak for itself right here. There's 3.5, or 3.2k, 4.8k, 3.2. There was, I think, a 5,000 damage in there earlier. There's a couple 24s. There's a 29. There's a 28. There's a little disappointing. A couple of 1k-ish rolls, but now the fucking piece of shit carrier still has smokes left, by the way. And he's going to smoke himself up in a fucking carrier, so thanks, Wargaming, for that. Now, I am going to take a bit of an aggressive... That fucking reset me, by the way. Those fucking bombers that straight up missed everything. That fucking reset me. But this piece of shit carrier is going to be a piece of shit. And my goal originally was to try and get into the Shinano's own smoke screen in order to try and get this cap here, but I do end up getting spotted and reset by secondaries. I am going to try and launch torpedoes, but it's not going to do anything because this piece of shit carrier is just full speeding this way, and by the time I even get an angle to maybe attempt to launch, he's already going to be like past the island here. So it is what it is. Imagine if Wargaming didn't add carriers that have their own fucking smoke screens. And I do beach on here because I'm shit. And a very unfortunate thing is I'm actually going to get fucking blind shot by that goddamn battleship. And it's going to cost me a bit of health. And of course, it's like 2 shells that fucking laser into me instead of just 1. So on this kind of health... those 2 shells are fucking painful. And of course, our Shinano ends up going down, who, by the way, spent like half the game on like negative health. I'm just going to try and cap this here. I'm fortunately not getting griefed right this second by the carrier, but as soon as I see these planes coming in, I'm expecting, yep, this is probably going to kill me, and this is probably going to be a loss, because once I'm gone, they're going to have a triple cap, and the only ship we have left to even attempt to win the game is going to be the fucking Seattle, who ate a torp that was spotted from drop. So, but in a twist of fate, we don't fucking die. The carrier manages to int his drop, and I get a second chance at life. Until these fucking planes come in. Now right here, the goal is just to shoot these planes down as fast as possible, because if I just let them get close enough to drop on me anyway, there's a high likelihood I die to the Giuseppe Verdi anyway. So all I'm trying to do right now is just as much damage as possible on the way out. But our Shinano, who died like 2 minutes ago, is still playing the game, by the way. And he's actually going to chunk the enemy Shinano down with his AP bombers pretty effectively. And I'm going to try and get behind the island here to block the line of fire from the battleship. And I'm shattering everything on a fucking armored carrier, but managed to get enough damage through to kill him. So that's 1 shitbag down. And all I have to do now is pray that I can somehow survive a CV griefing me and a battleship. Those are blind shots from the Mecklenburg. And instead of trying to spot me and getting me killed, the carrier decides to drop a nose in Seattle. and all the Seattle has to do is sit bow in for the next 10 seconds and pray that he doesn't get nuked to the nose, and we're good to go. That is going to be it for this game. A very close game that we managed to squeak out of our ass. We did take one more hit towards the end that I didn't mention. That one shell hit me when I was on 1.5k and brought me down to about 200. If one extra shell clipped through the wrong pixel of my ship to register damage, that would have killed me. And that would have flipped the score long enough for their team to have won this game. And basically, this Giuseppe, I think that's how that ship's supposed to be pronounced, just lost his team the game, which, to be completely fair, is not his fault. That was, he aimed well, he had good target selection, he shot at me when he needed to. And for the most part, he played pretty good. So I'm not straight up like saying like, oh, it's his fault. He chose to throw this match. He made the right decisions. He just missed the one shot that counted. And even that shot, it still hit me. It's just RNG that let me live when all is said and done, because they went slightly over. Because I think he was trying to aim above the island to not... Because the game is really annoying, because sometimes it thinks you're trying to aim at an island that you're trying to shoot over, which is what I think happened there, and why most of his shots went so far over me, and one of them just happened to clip me from dispersion. But yeah, pretty close game that we pulled out of our asses, basically. So, yeah, not the flashiest game, no Confederate, no high caliber, but we did at least bag a shit bag, so, and we got an AA defense expert, so that counts for something at least. But that is pretty much it for this replay, and yeah, that's it. I'll see ya.